the RSO, where you can basically see their home from his house. I know, I went there.
Oh, good, because you don't
is
have
not involved.
Problem with RSO.
It's not him. You're wasting your time looking at him.
And, you know, especially since there was no sexual assault. But you went to his house? Were you wearing whatever the fuck you're wearing right now? What is that? You scare me.
I mean, I don't know what... I can't convince people. All I can do is give you guys the information for you to make your own decisions and your own theories and your own hypotheses. You know, there's not really a whole lot, nor would I condemn you for thinking the way that you think, because at the end of the day, this is definitely, without a doubt, a classic whodunit. Classic. Yeah. We, as people, don't know. I can
What are you wearing? Because gross, Betty.
Okay. Tell you what I feel the type of person that would have committed this crime did. That's it. Okay. You know, I put out a video this morning that I had no makeup, guys. You had to see me raw. That's me raw right there. You don't get any more bedhead raw than that, right? And that's the way I had to look all day, right? Okay. People probably thought I was a hot mess, but that's okay. But all I can do is describe, you know, who done it, or you know, who I think would have. The personality, not the person, of the person that may be responsible for this. But getting back to the DNA, I did this whole thing on the DNA because we just learned last night on Nancy Grace, if you guys were watching, I think Ickedmel actually ran a segment on this case, you know, related to the Nancy Grace segment. And that
she ran it 5 days ago and then ran clips, I think, last night. Just so you know.
That was the first time we learned. We knew that DNA was collected. We knew that they went in there and they got, you know, 113 pieces of individual evidence from the home. And we were hopeful that there was DNA. Right. We were hopeful that there was DNA from the perpetrator in that home. Right. We learned on, I believe, December 1st or December 2nd, that law enforcement were finally getting some of those preliminary forensic results in, not everything. But we didn't hear from law enforcement, even though that the press release stated that they would release some information to us, that they could, if they could. We have not heard that information be released from law enforcement, other than they have received some of the forensic findings back. Until last night on Nancy Grace's show, we learned, or maybe it was the night before last, at Ickedmel.
It was 5 days ago. It's such a good screenshot. Okay. Go ahead, hon.
Ran it last night. I don't, you know, I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance. So if I'm off a day, you know, don't beat up Bullhorn Betty, okay? But Nancy Grace came out and basically told us that the DNA doesn't match anybody that they've tested. And like, this is amazing news. Now, granted, we'd want the DNA to hit on someone.
It didn't match anybody that's been arrested.
But I'm telling you right now, and I've worked multiple victim murder scenes. They've got to go through all that blood, all that hair, all those fingerprints to determine if any of it was left by the killer. And another thing, this perp is most likely not a convicted felon because he's not popping up on APHIS or CODIS.
I've had such a good day without you. Just want to let you know. I don't know what you're wearing.
Get off their ass and variety, get their links on this channel, that get their names stated on this channel. All these other yahoos out there, whether you think they're good or not, I don't care. If you guys...
Did you see Brian Enton, your mentee, tonight? I didn't see you. They showed a bunch of different sleuths, and I did not see you anywhere. Nowhere. So...
are here. We're going on close to 23,000 subscribers on this channel. You guys have been here long enough to know which creators I align with and which creators I do not.
Okay.
And with that said,
you take yourself far too seriously. 22,000? Girl. And what?
Somebody was saying, oh, this person said this days ago. There's no way anybody could say this days ago. Nobody knew that the assailant's DNA was in that home. Nobody.
Okay. It came out 5 days ago. I can't imagine.
People that I work with that are represented on this channel that get notoriety, get their links on this channel that get their names stated on this channel. All these other yahoos out there, whether you think they're good or not, I don't care. If you guys,
did you see Brian Enton, your Minty, tonight? I didn't see you. They showed a bunch of different sleuths, and I did not see you anywhere, nowhere. So
are here. We're going on close to 23,000 subscribers on this channel. You guys have been here long enough to know which creators I align with and which creators I do not.
Okay.
And with that said,
You take yourself far too seriously. 22,000? Girl. And what?
somebody was saying, oh, this person said this days ago. There's no way anybody could say this days ago. Nobody knew that the assailant's DNA was in that home. Nobody. Nancy Grace broke that tidbit of information.
5 days ago.
It's not in any press release from law enforcement.
No.
It's not on any other channel, except unless it's an assault.
Okay, I need you to keep in mind, she's as much a tragedy pimp as everybody else. Always has been. So is Vinnie Politan. Kinda. He's so boring, though.
Prior to Nancy Grace, let's be honest, right? So this is kind of bombshell information that we are learning that the assailant's DNA was left at the home, and we can't be any more happy. However, with that being said,
all right,
it's still rough for the family going through this.
Fucking shut
because
up.
again, they're finding out this
bitch today. I have to be done. Okay. Have a good Monday.